What if the people leaving your life right now are not abandoning you? What if they were removed, not by chance, not by circumstance, not by anything you did wrong, but by something far more intelligent than your mind can currently comprehend? What if every silence, every distance, every unexplained disappearance is not a loss at all, but a precise recalibration? The quantum field itself clearing space for something your old reality could never hold. Because here is what no one tells you. When your frequency begins to shift, when something deep inside you starts to move beyond the version of reality you have known, the world does not applaud. It does not send you a notification. It does not hand you a certificate. Instead, it starts taking things away. People stop calling. Relationships dissolve without argument. Plans collapse for no visible reason. And your mind, trained to interpret everything through the lens of cause and effect, scrambles to find what went wrong. But nothing went wrong. Something went right. And if you are experiencing this, if you are feeling the strange disorientation of a life that looks the same but feels completely different, then you need to pay attention. Not later. Not when it is convenient. Now. Because what is happening to you is not random. Nothing about this is random. And this moment, this exact moment, is the threshold where most people turn back. They distract themselves. They force themselves to fit into the shape they have outgrown. They silence the signal. And that is where they lose everything that was waiting for them on the other side. But you are still here. You are still listening. And that tells me something about you that you may not even fully understand yet. Let me take you deeper. There is a process unfolding in your life right now that operates beneath everything you can see, beneath every event, beneath every conversation, beneath every thought you think you are choosing. It is a process so subtle that the vast majority of people will live their entire lives without ever recognizing it. Not because it is hidden from them, but because they were never taught to look at that level. They were taught to look at the surface, at outcomes, at circumstances, at the visible architecture of their daily experience. And so they spend their lives rearranging furniture in a house whose foundation is shifting beneath their feet, wondering why nothing ever truly changes but you. Something in you has started to feel it, not understand it. Feel it. And there is an enormous difference between those two things. Understanding is what the mind does when it encounters information. Feeling's what your entire system does when it encounters truth. And truth does not arrive as a concept. It arrives as a frequency, a vibration that moves through your body before it ever reaches your thoughts. A knowing that has no words, but carries more certainty than any argument ever could. This is what is happening to you right now. Your system, the deep intelligence that runs beneath your conscious awareness, has begun to recalibrate. Not because you decided to, not because you read the right book or followed the right practice, but because something in the field of your being reached a tipping point, a threshold, a moment where the old frequency could no longer sustain itself. And when that happens, when the internal signal shifts, everything external must respond. Not eventually, immediately. Though the immediate response rarely looks like what you expect. It looks like loss. It looks like confusion. It looks like the ground dissolving beneath your feet. It looks like people you trusted suddenly feeling like strangers. It looks like plans that once excited you now feeling hollow, empty, like echoes of someone you used to be. And your mind, brilliant and terrified in equal measure, interprets all of this as something going wrong, as failure, as punishment, as proof that you are on the wrong path. But here is the thing. Your mind is interpreting a quantum event through a Newtonian lens. It is trying to understand a multi-dimensional shift using a linear framework. And that is like trying to describe the ocean using only the language of a single drop. The drop is not wrong. It is simply insufficient. It cannot hold the totality of what is actually occurring. What is actually occurring is this. Your consciousness is expanding beyond the container that held it. And when consciousness expands, reality must reorganize to match. Not the other way around. This is the fundamental inversion that changes everything. You were taught that reality shapes you, that you are a product of your environment, your circumstances, your history, that the external world comes first and you respond to it. But the deeper truth, the truth that quantum physics has been whispering for over a century and that ancient wisdom traditions have been shouting for millennia, is that consciousness is primary. The observer is not separate from the observed. The field responds to the one who watches it. And when the watcher changes, the field has no choice but to change with it. This is not metaphor. This is not poetry dressed up as science. This is the fundamental nature of reality as we are beginning to understand it. The quantum field does not operate on the logic of the everyday world. It operates on probability, on resonance, on coherence. And when your internal state shifts, when the frequency you are broadcasting changes at a fundamental level, the probabilities around you shift. What was likely becomes unlikely. What was impossible becomes inevitable. And what was holding together through sheer force of habit and repetition begins to fall apart, not because it was destroyed, because it was released. Because the energetic signature that was holding it in place no longer exists. You changed. And so the pattern that was built around the old, you can no longer sustain itself. If this is resonating with something deep inside you, take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss what comes next in this series of awakenings. Let that land for a moment. Breathe into it. The people who left did not leave because you were not enough. They left because the frequency that connected you to them dissolved. The bond was not personal. It was energetic. And when your energy shifts, the bonds that were built on the old frequency simply cannot hold. This is not cruelty. This is physics. This is the same principle that governs why certain molecules bond and others repel. Why certain frequencies create harmony and others create dissonance. You did not lose those people. You vibrated beyond the range where that connection could exist. And no amount of effort, no amount of trying to go back, no amount of shrinking yourself to fit could restore what was built on a frequency you no longer carry. And here is where it gets even more profound. The discomfort you feel right now, the grief, the confusion, the strange sensation of being between worlds, this is not a sign that something is wrong. This is the exact sensation of transformation. This is what it feels like when the caterpillar dissolves inside the cocoon. There is a stage in metamorphosis that most people do not know about. After the caterpillar enters the chrysalis, it does not simply grow wings, it liquefies. Its entire structure breaks down into an undifferentiated soup of cells. It becomes nothing recognizable, nothing coherent, nothing that resembles what it was or what it will become. It exists in a state of pure potential. formless, undefined. And if you were to open the chrysalis at that moment, you would see nothing that looks like transformation. You would see what looks like destruction. This is where you are. This is the stage that no one talks about, because it is not beautiful. It is not inspiring. It is terrifying. It is the space where the old self has dissolved, but the new self has not yet formed. Where the old reality has crumbled, but the new reality has not yet crystallized. And every fiber of your being is screaming to go back, to rebuild the familiar, to reconstruct the known. Because the known, even when it was painful, at least made sense. At least it had a shape. At least you knew who you were inside it. But you cannot go back. And deep down, beneath the fear, beneath the grief, beneath the desperate grasping for what was, you know this. You know it with a certainty that frightens you. Because it means you have to keep going forward into something you cannot see, cannot predict, cannot control. And that is the one thing the human mind was designed to resist above all else. Uncertainty, the unknown, the void. But what if the void is not empty? What if the void is full? What if the space between who you were and who you are becoming is not a wasteland, but a womb? A generative darkness where something extraordinary is taking shape in the silence. Where the intelligence of the universe itself is assembling your next reality with a precision that your conscious mind could never achieve. I want to ask you something. What is the one thing you have been holding on to that you already know has left? Tell me in the comments. Not for me. For you. Because the moment you name it, you begin to release its grip on your frequency. Because that is exactly what is happening. The quantum field does not operate on your timeline. It does not follow your plan. It follows coherence. It follows resonance. It follows the deepest truth of what you are. And when you begin to shift, when the core frequency of your being begins to change, the field initiates a reorganization so vast and so intricate that your mind cannot track it. All you can perceive are the symptoms, the losses, the disruptions, the strange synchronicities, the dreams that feel more real than waking life, the moments of inexplicable knowing, the tears that come from nowhere and everywhere at once. These are not symptoms of breakdown. These are symptoms of breakthrough. And the only difference between the two is whether you resist or allow, whether you interpret what is happening through the lens of fear or the lens of trust, whether you try to rebuild the old or surrender to the emergence of the new. And I want to be very clear about something. Surrender does not mean passivity. Surrender does not mean giving up. Surrender means releasing your grip on the version of reality that no longer serves you so that your hands are free to receive what is coming. It means stopping the frantic effort to control every variable and instead allowing the deeper intelligence that initiated this shift to complete its work. You did not start this process consciously. Something far deeper than your conscious mind set this in motion. And that same intelligence knows exactly where it is taking you. Think about that. The same force that dissolves the caterpillar is the same force that builds the butterfly. It does not need the caterpillar's permission. It does not need the caterpillar's understanding. It does not need the caterpillar to manage the process. It only needs the caterpillar to stop resisting what is already happening. So let me ask you something. What are you still holding on to that has already left? What relationship are you still trying to revive that the field has already released? What version of yourself are you still trying to maintain that your own evolution has already outgrown? Because every ounce of energy you spend trying to hold the old pattern together is energy that is unavailable for the new pattern that is trying to emerge. You are literally fighting your own transformation, and the exhaustion you feel, the bone-deep fatigue that no amount of sleep seems to touch, that is not physical tiredness. That is the energetic cost of resistance. That is what it feels like to use your life force to hold together a reality that the universe itself is trying to dissolve. Stop, breathe, let go. Not of everything, not all at once, but of the belief that what is falling away is falling apart. Let go of the interpretation that loss means failure. Let go of the story that says if people leave, it means you were not worthy of their staying. Because that story was written by a version of you that did not understand what you are beginning to understand now. That reality is not fixed. That relationships are energetic agreements. That when the terms of the agreement change, when one party evolves beyond the frequency that bound them together, the agreement naturally dissolves. Not with malice, not with blame, with the same quiet inevitability that winter follows autumn. It is not personal. It is seasonal. And you are entering a new season. Now let me take you into something most people have never considered. Because what I have described so far is the mechanism, the how. But there is a deeper layer, the why. And the why is where this becomes not just interesting, but life-altering. Why does the field reorganize when your frequency shifts? Why do people leave? Why do circumstances change? Why does reality itself seem to reshape around your internal state? The answer is both simple and staggering. Because reality is not a fixed stage on which you perform. Reality is a mirror, a living, responsive, infinitely intelligent mirror that reflects back to you the exact frequency you are broadcasting. Not the frequency you think you are broadcasting. Not the frequency you wish you were broadcasting. The actual frequency. The one that lives in your cells, in your nervous system, in the deepest layers of your subconscious patterning. And when that frequency changes, the mirror has no choice but to show you a different reflection. The old reflection, the one you were used to, the one that felt like home even when it was painful, that reflection was never the truth of who you are. It was the truth of who you were being. And there is a vast, almost incomprehensible difference between those two things. Who you are is infinite, unbounded, pure consciousness expressing itself through a temporary form. Who you were being was a pattern, a habit, a frequency you inherited and adopted and repeated until it felt like identity. But it was never identity. It was costume. It was programming. It was the accumulated weight of every belief you absorbed before that you were old enough to question it. If this video is awakening something in you, what we have explored here only touches the surface. My complete guide, Beyond the Frequencies, a quantum guide to consciousness mastery, walks you through the full system of 9 master frequencies, step by step, from transforming resistance into creative power to living as the field itself rather than separate from it. It is linked in the pinned comment below. And now something in you has begun to question it. Not intellectually. Intellectually, you may have been questioning it for years, but something deeper than intellect has begun to reject it. Your body is rejecting it. Your energy is rejecting it. Your very cells are rejecting the frequency of the old pattern. And that rejection is what you are experiencing as disruption, as loss, as the strange dismantling of a life that used to make sense. Tell me in the comments, when did you first feel it? That moment when something inside you shifted and the world around you started to look different. I want to hear your story because every time you speak your truth, you anchor it deeper into your reality. This is what the mystics meant when they spoke of the dark night of the soul. Not a punishment, not a test, a purification, a burning away of everything that is not you so that what is you can finally emerge. And the fire does not discriminate. It takes the relationships that were built on the old frequency. It takes the habits that maintained the old pattern. It takes the beliefs that supported the old identity. It takes everything that cannot survive the heat of your becoming. And what remains, what is left standing in the ashes, is something so pure, so authentic, so aligned with the deepest truth of your being that it feels like meeting yourself for the first time. But you have to let the fire do its work. You have to stop pulling things out of the flames. You have to stop rescuing the very patterns that were keeping you small, keeping you asleep, keeping you locked in a reality that was never meant to be permanent. And here is something that will either comfort you or terrify you, depending on where you are in this process. You do not get to choose what stays and what goes. The field does. The intelligence that is orchestrating this reorganization is operating from a perspective so vast that your conscious mind cannot comprehend it. It sees the totality of your potential. It sees every possible timeline, every possible version of your life, every possible expression of your consciousness. And it is systematically removing everything that exists on timelines you are no longer aligned with. Every person who leaves is a person who exists on a timeline you are no longer traveling. Every opportunity that closes is an opportunity that would have taken you somewhere you no longer need to go. Every door that shuts is a door to a room in a house you no longer live in. This is not loss. This is navigation. The universe is not taking things from you. It is steering you. With the same precision that a river carves its path through stone, not by force, but by persistent, intelligent flow, the field is guiding you toward the reality that matches who you are becoming. And it can only do this by removing what matches who you were. So the question is not, why is this happening? The question is, what is trying to emerge? What version of you is waiting on the other side of this dissolution? What reality is assembling itself in the spaces that are being cleared? Because something is assembling. Even now, even in the confusion, even in the grief, even in the moments when you feel most lost, something is being built. You cannot see it yet because it exists. Frequency you have not fully stabilized in. It is like a radio signal that you can almost tune into, but not quite. You catch fragments, moments of inexplicable peace, flashes of clarity that vanish as quickly as they appear, encounters with strangers that feel like reunions, ideas that arrive fully formed, as if downloaded from somewhere beyond your own thinking. These are not random. These are signals from the timeline you are moving toward. Previews of the reality that is crystallizing around your new frequency. And every time you notice one, every time you pause and acknowledge it, every time you feel the resonance of it in your body, you strengthen the signal. You accelerate the process. You tell the field, yes, this is where I am going. But here is where most people make the critical mistake. They try to force the new reality into existence using the tools of the old one. They try to plan it, control it, manufacture it through effort and strategy and willpower. And those tools worked in the old frequency. They were designed for a reality based on force, on pushing, on making things happen. But the reality you are moving into does not operate on force. It operates on resonance, on coherence, on being rather than doing. And the more you try to force it, the more you push it away. Because force is the frequency of the old pattern. And every time you engage it, you are broadcasting the old signal, pulling yourself back toward the old timeline, recreating the very reality you are trying to leave. This is why the transition feels so disorienting. Because everything you were taught about how to create results, how to build a life, how to make things happen, all of it was calibrated to a frequency you are leaving behind. The rules are changing. The physics of your reality are updating. And the strategies that brought you here cannot take you where you are going. So what do? How do you navigate a transition when the old map no longer applies and the new map has not yet been drawn? You do the one thing that the mind resists more than anything else. You become still, not passive. Still. There is a difference that most people never discover. Passivity is collapse. It is giving up. It is the energy of defeat. Stillness is presence. It is the most powerful state a human being can occupy. It is the state in which the quantum field responds most dramatically to your consciousness. Because in stillness, you stop broadcasting noise. You stop sending out the scattered, contradictory signals of a mind in conflict. And in that silence, the field can finally hear the true signal. The one beneath the fear, beneath the doubt, beneath the conditioning. The signal of your authentic frequency. The one you came here to broadcast. And when the field hears that signal clearly, without interference, without distortion, without the static of your resistance, it responds with a speed and precision that will stagger you. Doors open that you did not know existed. People appear who vibrate at your new frequency. Resources materialize in ways that defy logical explanation. Not because you manifested them through force of will, but because you became coherent. You became a clear signal, and the field, which was always ready to deliver, could finally find you. This is the secret that most people miss. The universe is not withholding anything from you. It never was. It is delivering constantly, endlessly, with infinite generosity. But it can only deliver to the address you are broadcasting. And if your signal is scrambled, if you are broadcasting fear and desire simultaneously, if you are asking for the new while clinging to the old, the field cannot find you. Not because it is limited, but because you are sending contradictory coordinates. You are telling the universe to deliver to two addresses at once. And so it waits. It holds your delivery in escrow, in potential, in the space between probability and manifestation, until you become clear enough to receive it. Becoming clear is not a mental exercise. It is not about thinking positive thoughts or repeating affirmations while your body is flooded with anxiety. The field does not respond to your thoughts. It responds to your state, to the electromagnetic signature of your heart, to the coherence of your nervous system, to the frequency that your entire being is radiating, not just the part you are consciously managing. And this is why the inner work is not optional. This is why the dissolution you are experiencing, not an obstacle to your transformation, but the very mechanism of it. Every pattern that is being stripped away, every relationship that is dissolving, every structure that is crumbling. These are all layers of incoherence being removed from your signal. They are static being cleared from your broadcast. And as each one falls away, your signal becomes cleaner, stronger, more precise. And the field responds accordingly. So let me speak directly to what you may be feeling right now, because I know the space you are in. I know it not as a concept, but as a lived terrain. The loneliness of it. The way the world feels muted, like you are watching your own life through glass. The way conversations that used to engage you now feel hollow, like everyone is speaking a language you used to be fluent in but can no longer quite hear. The way you oscillate between moments of extraordinary clarity and periods of crushing doubt. The way you sometimes feel more connected to something invisible and vast than to anything in your physical reality. This is not madness. This is not depression, though it may wear its mask. This is not a breakdown, though it may borrow its language. This is the space between frequencies, the gap between the station you have left and the station you are tuning into. And in that gap, there is static. There is silence. There is the disorienting absence of signal, and it feels like nothing is happening. But everything is happening. Everything is happening in that silence. The same way everything happens in the space between the exhale and the inhale. The same way everything happens in the pause between one heartbeat and the next. The same way everything happens in the darkness before the dawn. The generative power of the universe lives in the spaces, in the gaps, in the silence between sounds. And you are in that silence now. Honor it. Do not rush through it. Do not fill it with noise just because the quiet frightens you. Do not reach for your phone, for distraction, for the numbing comfort of the familiar. Stay in the silence, because the silence is where you are being rebuilt. The silence is where the new pattern is forming. The silence is where the intelligence of the field is doing its most profound work. And if you can stay present to it, if you can breathe in it without panicking, if you can trust it without understanding it, you will emerge from it transformed in ways you cannot currently imagine. I want you to try something right now. Close your eyes if you can. Take a slow breath in. Not a deep breath, a slow breath. Feel the air enter your body. Feel it fill you. And as you exhale, let everything you are holding on to soften. Not release completely, just soften. Feel the grip loosen. Feel the tension in your jaw, in your shoulders, in your chest. Begin to dissolve. And in that softness, notice what is underneath. Beneath the worry. Beneath the grief. Beneath the confusion. There is something there. Something quiet. Something steady. Something that has been present through every phase of your life, through every identity you have worn, through every reality you have inhabited. It was there before the old pattern. It will be there after the new one forms. It is the part of you that does not change, because it is the part of you that is not a pattern. It is consciousness itself, aware, present, infinite. Feel that, even if it is faint, even if it is just a whisper beneath the noise. That is you. Not the thoughts, not the emotions, not the story. That. The awareness in which all of it arises and passes. And that awareness is the frequency the field is responding to. Not your fear, not your desire, your presence, your being. The simple, profound, unshakable fact of your existence as a point of consciousness in an infinite field. And when you rest in that, when you stop trying to be something and simply are, the field recognizes you, not the mask, not the performance, not the version of you that was built to survive a reality you have already outgrown. You, the real you, the one that existed before the conditioning, the one that will exist after the body returns to dust, the eternal frequency that is your actual signature in the quantum field. And that signature is changing, not because something is wrong with it, because it is remembering itself. It is shedding the distortions. It is clearing the interference. It is returning to its original clarity. And as it does, reality must reorganize around it. Not because you are forcing reality to change, but because reality was always a reflection of your signal. And when the signal purifies, the reflection transforms. This is why the people left. This is why the circumstances shifted. This is why nothing feels the same, because you are not the same. And the universe, in its infinite intelligence, is simply updating your reality to match your frequency. It is not punishing you. It is promoting you. It is not abandoning you. It is elevating you. It is not taking things away. It is making room. And what it is making room for is beyond anything your current mind can construct. Because the mind can only imagine recombinations of what it has already experienced. It cannot conceive of something truly new. It can only rearrange the furniture of the known. But what is coming for you is not a rearrangement. It is a revelation. A reality so aligned with your authentic frequency that when you encounter it, you will not feel excitement. You will feel recognition. You will feel the deep, quiet knowing of something that was always yours. Not earned, not achieved, remembered. And this is the part that requires the most trust. Because between now and that recognition, there is a bridge. And the bridge is made of nothing you can see. It is made of faith, not religious faith, not blind belief, but the deep, embodied trust that the same intelligence which dissolves the caterpillar knows how to build the butterfly, that the same force which strips away the old knows exactly what the new looks like, that the same universe which is dismantling your reality is simultaneously assembling something extraordinary in its place. You do not need to know what it looks like. You do not need to know when it arrives. You do not need to know how it will manifest. You only need to know one thing. It is already happening, right now, in this moment, in the silence between these words, in the space between your breaths, in the gap between who you were and who you are becoming. It is already happening, and the proof is in the very disruption you are experiencing. The proof is in the people who left. The proof is in the confusion. The proof is in the fact that you are listening to this right now, that something in you was drawn to these words, that something deeper than curiosity brought you here. Because the conscious mind does not seek what it already understands. It seeks what it is ready to become. And you were drawn here because some part of you, the deepest part, the part that operates beyond thought and logic and reason, that part knows exactly what is happening. And it brought you here to let the rest of you catch up. Consider listening to this again tomorrow morning before the noise of the day begins. And if someone comes to mind right now, someone who is in the middle of their own unraveling, send this to them. That act of sharing is not small. It is an energetic signal that amplifies the frequency for both of you, creating a resonance loop that accelerates the very transformation this video speaks about. So here is what I want you to understand as we move into the deepest layer of this. The disruption is not the obstacle. The disruption is the path. The loss is not the problem. The loss is the solution. The confusion is not the enemy. The confusion is the doorway. Everything you are interpreting as going wrong is actually going right, but it is going right in a language your mind does not yet speak. It is going right in the language of frequency, of resonance, of quantum reorganization. And learning to read that language, learning to trust it, learning to move with it instead of against it, that is the work. That is the only work that matters right now. Not fixing, not forcing, not figuring out. Allowing, trusting, being. Because here is the final truth that ties everything together. You are not becoming someone new. You are becoming who you always were before the world told you to be someone else. Before the conditioning, before the programming, before the accumulated weight of every should and must and have to that was layered onto your consciousness like sediment on a riverbed. Beneath all of that, beneath every identity you adopted to survive, beneath every mask you wore to belong, beneath every compromise you made to fit into a reality that was never designed for the fullness of what you are, beneath all of Faftuhu, that is something pristine, something untouched, something that has been waiting patiently, silently, for exactly this moment. The moment when the sediment begins to clear, the moment when the masks begin to fall, the moment when the old reality can no longer contain the truth of what you are. And that moment is now, not tomorrow, not when you have figured it out, not when the confusion passes, not when the new reality arrives. Now, in the mess, in the uncertainty, in the beautiful, terrifying, sacred chaos of your becoming. Now is when you step into it, not by doing something extraordinary, but by being what you already are, fully, without apology, without explanation, without the need for anyone else to understand, because they will not understand. Not yet. Not until their own frequency begins to shift. Not until their own reality begins to dissolve. Not until they find themselves standing in the same space between worlds where you are standing now. And when they do, they will look for someone who has been through it. Someone who stayed. Someone who did not turn back. Someone who trusted the process even when it made no sense. And you will be that someone, not because you are special, but because you were willing. Willing to feel it. Willing to stay. Willing to let the old world end so the new one could begin. That is what is happening to you. That is why you are here. That is why nothing feels the same and nothing is going back to the ways it was. You are not losing your life. You are being born into it. For the first time. For real. Feel that in your body, not as a thought, as a vibration, as a frequency that hums in your chest and radiates outward. Feel the truth of it beneath the fear. Feel the recognition beneath the confusion. Feel the yes that lives deeper than any no your mind could construct. That yes is your signal. That yes is your frequency. That yes is what the field is responding to. And every time you feel it, every time you choose it, every time you let it be louder than the doubt, reality reorganizes a little more. The new pattern crystallizes a little further. The timeline you are meant to be on becomes a little more solid beneath your feet. You are not lost. You are in transit. You are not broken. You are in metamorphosis. You are not alone. You are simply between worlds, between frequencies, between versions of a reality that is updating itself to match the truth of what you have always been. And nothing about this is random. Not one thing. Not the people who left. Not the silence that followed. Not the confusion that consumed you. Not the moment you pressed play on this. Every single piece is part of an intelligence so vast that trying to understand it with the mind is like trying to hold the ocean in your hands. You cannot contain it. You can only surrender to it. Float in it. Trust it. Let it carry you where it has always been carrying you, toward the fullest expression of what you came here to be. So if this is happening to you, pay attention, not with your mind, with your whole being. Because this is not a crisis. This is a calling. This is not an ending. This is the beginning you have been waiting for your entire life. And the only thing required of you is the one thing that is hardest and simplest all at once. Stay present, stay open, stay willing. Let the old fall, let the new form, let the silence do its work. And trust, with everything you are, that what is coming is worth everything that had to go. If these words found you at the right moment, if something in your chest recognized what was spoken here before your mind could catch up, then you already know this was not an accident. Leave one word in the comments. Just one word that captures what you are feeling right now. Not for anyone else, for you. As an anchor, as a declaration to the field that you are here, you are awake, and you are not turning back. Subscribe if you want to stay in this frequency. Share this with someone who is going through the same shift and does not yet have words for it. And remember, the universe does not make mistakes. It makes room. And everything that is being cleared from your life right now is making room for something your current mind cannot even imagine, but your deepest self already knows is on its way. Nothing is random. You were always meant to be here, and here is exactly where it begins. Now go. Watch your entire reality is splitting right now, because it reveals exactly how the quantum field is dividing timelines in this very moment, and why the split you are feeling is confirmation that you are already on the other side of it.